Hi there, my name is Chrissy Harless and welcome to the Elevated Home. Here we take on home organizing and cleaning while being budget conscious, hella efficient, and oftentimes elevated. Today we're going to tackle a spot that is a sore spot in damn near every single house. This space tends to be a catch-all for things coming in and going out of the house. It homes 4 seasons of wearable gear and it's often overlooked because it's hidden behind closed doors. This is the entryway closet. Let's take a gander. Oh dear God. I pride myself on having a very clean and organized home, but this is clearly not it. It lost its purpose a long time ago and it became a home for everything. We have winter gear, we have a mix of winter gear, summer gear, and shit that we don't know where it belongs. A gallon of alcohol for cleaning out my bongs and stuff, why is it in here? It doesn't belong in here. A bag of bags that never gets used. We have coats galore. We are a family of 4. There is no reason we should have this many coats. Luggage, cleaning supplies for kids, an entire cabinet here dedicated to nail supplies that I can no longer truly use, as well as something called binning. If you have ADHD, you kind of have an idea of what binning is, but it's something that we do to help cope with small messes around our house. And while it can be very good, it can also be very bad. A vacuum that belongs in the basement because it's not even the primary vacuum that we use. Overall though, your entryway closet should have a solid purpose, and I have a lot of tips and tricks to show you to get this back on track. The very first step to making any changes is to make a plan. We need to measure our space. We need to make sure that we're purchasing the correct size bins, and we also need to know what it is that we want in here and what it is that we don't want in here so that we can find other places for it. Once you've made your plan, you should have a solid understanding of what it is that you want in your space and what types of organizational needs you're going to need. I don't want you to go out and buy the most expensive bins. This does not need to be a Pinterest-worthy project in order for it to be a project that belongs in your home. In fact, part of what makes me most happy about redoing a space is doing it in a budget-friendly manner. There is no reason that you should be spending hundreds of dollars to remake over a closet unless you are remodeling. We're not remodeling here. We are organizing and cleaning. We're making this the most efficient space as possible. The things that we need as we're exiting and entering our home, and the things that we feel that we need to store in this front entryway, which, like I said, 4 seasons worth of wearable gear. I'm here in Michigan. I have 2 kids, me and my husband. We both work from home, and things do tend to get cluttered and overwhelming very easily. When things are cluttered and overwhelming, such as this, it tends to create chaos in my mind. It starts to feel like a weight on my shoulders and a big burden in the house, and I feel like I need to go in and tackle it right away. And my first instinct is to just go in, rip everything out, clean it up, put the shit back in, and then call it good. But we are focused on efficiency here. This is something that I want to stay organized for a very long time. I don't want to have to revisit this every few months. We need to cross over to step number 2, acquire the goods. All right, here are the goods. We have my tags to help me organize when we start taking everything out of the closet, a pack of hangers. These were only $3 at Target. We got them to match the bins that were also relatively cheap. Maybe they were $6-ish on sale at Target. And these tags that I found on Amazon that you'll see are so cool. And then in measuring the floor, I saw that I did not have space to put 2 of these side by side, but I already have one of these in my laundry room. I know they're stackable. I already know that they're very easy to clean, and we have an overflow of shoes. Even though we're not currently keeping any shoes in here, we have such an overflow that it's necessary for me to make that part of the space. Now that we've made a plan, acquired the goods, it is now time to empty it with a freaking purpose. We don't want to just take the shit out, throw it on the floor. It's not going to help you be organized at all. It's going to make your project go so much longer than necessary. It's not going to take us more than an hour tops to do this entire closet, which makes it very manageable. When you break it down into steps, again, like my ADHD and the elevatedness a little bit here, but when you break it down into steps, it's so much more manageable, it's so much more efficient, it's so much more well planned out. Come on, Days. Really? That was rude. Oh, emptying it out with a purpose. We're gonna be doing this in a way that keeps us organized so that we can tackle the mess afterwards. You know how you start cleaning and then it becomes worse before it actually gets better? Here's my method to the madness. I like to separate the spot into 5 different categories. So first up, we have donate and sell. I don't really anticipate having too many things to sell in this, so my little spot for that is fairly small. We have the keep section, which I'm using this entire bench and what's underneath the bench and the space in front of it for my keep section, because I do plan on having a lot of it go back in. We have a space for belonging elsewhere, and we have a space for trash or recycle. Once we are all done organizing our space, this is going to give us a guide on what to do next in an efficient and organized manner.
Brand new street and brand new me, side by friends I need. Don't you tell me that you're in town, I already know, couple days ago. Hey, now that our names are written in stone, let's be honest, sounds like home. Still I'm here alone and I'm calling your phone. I wish I could wipe my own memory out. I wish I could dream about somebody else. I wish I could talk when the silence so loud. I wish, oh I wish I could wipe my own memory out. I wish I could do something that will make sense. I wish I would know what you're thinking about. I would.
Now that the entire space is empty, we can move on to step number 4, which is clean and repair as needed. All I needed to do in my space was dust off the shelf, clean the walls, clean up the baseboards, spray the floors, and just kind of do a general cleaning. And of course, right now with the closet empty and clean, it's the perfect time to make adjustments if necessary. If your shelf is too high or too low, if you need to add a bar. Luckily for me, this has a shelf that's at an appropriate height and a bar that is an appropriate bar for exactly what I need. And that brings us to step number 5, only have out what is going back into your space. So take care of everything that does not belong. Maybe it needs to be sold, donated, belongs elsewhere, is recycling or trash. Get rid of that and also acquire anything that you plan on putting in the space. So for example, I want to acquire the shoes that are an overflow in my laundry room, in the garage, in both of my girls' rooms, and in my closet to make sure that I have everything together in one space. So then of course, that's step number 6. Put the shit back together. Let's get it all back into its space and see if we need to make it. There's an opportunity that we need to make some changes. Maybe you had too much space. Maybe now you have enough space to be able to put something else in here. That would be wonderful. Let's do this. And it's $50 total is all I spent on this entire organization of my front entryway closet. I know it's gonna save me so much time and energy and chaos out of my brain. I, of course, like I said, I'll put everything linked down below in the description box for you. Most of the stuff I got from Target, a little bit from Amazon, and you may even be able to reuse a bunch of stuff that you have from your own house. You may already have some bins that will work. You don't need to do tags. You can hand make some tags. You can even do this for cheaper. I was just being bougie about those black hangers, you know? I love them to all match, and I thought it was nice. And it was $3, so I felt like being a little bougie for the black hangers for $3 was totally worth it. And now we're down to the very best part, the grand reveal of an organized space. We've turned an entryway closet from a catch-all to a place with a purpose. I now have a space for all of our winter gear, the few bags we actually use, a place for guests to actually hang their coats, all our shoes gathered together, and a space-saving way to hold long cleaning tools. But my favorite part is how much we purged and how much more efficient this closet now is. So then that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on the very first episode of The Elevated Home. We were able to finish the project in less than an hour for about $50, and now this space actually serves a purpose. And I know 6 steps feels like a lot of steps, but having it more organized and laid out into chunks makes it a lot easier for you to go through the steps and actually complete it to the very end. Thank you all so damn much for being here. Please consider hitting subscribe if you're into home organizing and cleaning, and huge shout out to all of my patrons. They were the first ones to know that this channel was changing into a home organizing and cleaning channel, and they were the ones to vote on the new channel named The Elevated Home. So thank you so much to all my patrons for participating in that and for helping me to narrow down exactly what we are going to be doing here. Love you all so damn much. Please consider hitting subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you next time. Bye.